Welcome to Yin Yoga. I'm Christy. Let's take a big breath. Notice how you are. How have you been in the last few days, the last week? What are the sensations in the body? Notice any sounds around you. And take a moment to think about how you'd like to feel. Is that the same as you are feeling now, or is there something you'd like to shift a little bit? And then take another breath. So today we're just going to focus on feeling whole and complete as we are. So maybe you're feeling good today and like you feel how you want to feel, or maybe there's something that you want to shift. So for me, there's almost always something that I want to shift, either about how I'm feeling physically, so I can just always feel tension somewhere. So there's often that I want to shift. You know, some days there's pain. I've had vertigo for 2 years that I'm dealing with from time to time now. Luckily, it's not all the time. So things like that. And there can also just be the mood, the emotional things, what my brain's like stuck obsessing about that I'd like to change. So there can always be stuff that we want to change about ourselves, about our lives. So when do we get to the point where we're like, yes, this is where I am. This is, you know, I'm happy now. I think it's just the nature of life is that we're always working towards something. And I think that there can be a lot of joy in that. But I also think it's important to, you know, be grateful for everything that we already have, who we already are, and to feel like we're whole and complete in this moment, even if there are things that we would still like to change. So just trying to focus a little bit more on the positive aspects and maybe gratitude, wholeness today. So just trying to really be grateful for being as well as we are, feeling as good as we do. I don't know. I'm thinking about the days when I really have felt horrible. Hard to be grateful for those days. So if you've moved past some really difficult days, I think then it's easier to be grateful for like, oh yeah, okay, things used to be worse, I've gotten better. All right, anyway, here we go. Trying to feel whole as we are, regardless of what we're experiencing in the present moment. So if you're in a really hard spot, again, reminding yourself that things change, things get better. So let's just drop the chin down towards the chest. And so when my vertigo kicked in 2 years ago, so I was having excruciating like neck and shoulder pain. It was the worst pain I've ever had. And so, you know, just bit by bit, I keep healing. So even the things that can be really awful can heal. All right, so with the chin drop down, we're gonna look a little bit to the right. Take a breath. Come back to the middle, and we're gonna look a little bit to the left. And then bring the head back to center. We're gonna let the shoulders come on up towards the ears. We're gonna try to take the elbows behind us and up towards the ceiling, lifting the spine up. Head might tip back a little bit, and then we're gonna let everything relax down. And so taking these little moments just to pause, feel your whole being, your whole body. And try to feel that in some ways you are perfect, exactly as you are, regardless of any little, emotional, physical pain, distress. That you are a whole being, you are still growing and healing every moment. And then let's move on to our backs. So slow and easy. Onto your back. Let yourself adjust to being on the floor, being on your back. All right, let's do the right leg up into the air. So let's just stretch a little bit here before we go into holding a pose. Oh, okay, tight leg. All right, so wherever, some days I can reach all the way up and grab my toe, not today. So wherever you want to hold your right leg, try to gently pull it in towards you. So you're not forcing anything. Breathe into it. So even if there's, some tension, some discomfort, you can get so obsessed with perfection, and thinking that, which is really, in some ways, it can be a mindset sometimes of something being wrong with us. We want everything to be different. Try to feel this leg. It's perfect, just as it is. And then we're going to change legs. So let that right leg come down, bring your left leg up into the air. Again, holding on wherever this leg feels comfortable holding on to. And so now feel that this leg is just perfect, it's whole, it's complete, it's as it should be. Even though it's still growing and healing and changing. My leg's so tight today, I can feel that little shaking going on, which I do not enjoy. But I do appreciate how hard my legs have worked this week, which is why they're tight. All right, let your legs come on down. Let them stretch out along the floor. Bring your arms past your head. You're gonna feel the whole body at the same time, feeling that completeness of every part of the body. And then we're going to take it into reclining pigeon. So left foot on the floor, bring your right ankle and rest it on top of your left thigh. So if you want to hold the leg for part of the time, that's fine. I don't advise holding it for the full 5 minutes. So if you want to hang on to the back of your left leg, sometimes I do that in the beginning. But then you want to relax a little bit more and let your legs just drop over to the side. So this right foot comes down, the outer left leg comes onto the floor, and the right foot comes down onto the floor. So depending on, again, just like flexibility, what's going on in your body, how your bones are structured, this leg may be in a slightly different spot. But we're trying to basically get a stretch through the outer leg and hip. All right. So anything that becomes too long, too uncomfortable, let yourself change. So again, here we are, trying to accept what we're experiencing in the body in this position. And accept that maybe some things are a little tight and uncomfortable, and we're working on creating greater ease in our body, in our minds, and our spirits. And yet we can still feel that this leg is whole and complete as it is, whatever that is for you. So even if we've had parts of the body repaired or removed, we're still whole. Alright, so we're going to slowly let this side go. So remembering that as we hold these poses, sometimes it can feel a little hard, a little uncomfortable to let go. The body can feel a little bit vulnerable. Like it starts to kind of get comfortable in that spot, and that change is uncomfortable. Just let your legs straighten out, either along the floor if you want to bring legs up into the air. Maybe it's just that right leg up into the air. Try to find what feels right for you in this moment. We're going to do the other side. So maybe noticing if your legs feel different from one another. I often feel like, so like my right leg, it feels, not sure how to describe the feeling. It feels a little bit lighter, a little more energized, and almost like it's a little smaller. Like this leg, it just feels like this big heavy log. So let's see what happens when we do the second side. So let your left ankle come and rest on top of your right thigh. So again, if you want to hang on, oh, it's so tight. Hang on for a minute. I feel like I can barely hold my leg here. This leg is so tight. If you want to hang on there, go for it. But again, I don't recommend doing it for the whole time. You want to really let the body relax. So again, feel that your leg is whole and perfect, just as it is. Slowly let go of this side. Just see how your legs want to move. Let them lengthen out. Notice how both legs feel. And again, feel the whole body connected. We're going to try to make our way up into a seated position. All right. And so let's just do a little twist here. We're going to do the legs straight out in front of us and just twist gently to your right side. Lengthen up your spine. A big full breath there. Let your shoulders drop down. And then we're going to bring it to the other side. So coming on through center, we're going to take it to the left side. Lengthen up your spine. Let your shoulders drop down. Big breath. Come on back to the middle. Let's do a little cobbler's pose. So we're going to bring the soles of the feet together. And we're going to try to pull these feet into the body. If you're getting pushed backward, then hands go behind you. So if you feel like it's hard to kind of stay upright, hands come behind you. And you're just going to use those hands and arms to push your spine up and let your legs relax. If you feel like you're able to lean forward, you're just tipping in a bit, yeah. So some days I can get all the way down onto my feet. Today I'm feeling like that's not gonna happen, at least not in this moment. So just looking for where does the body kind of start to resist going any farther, and breathe into that up. It does feel so good on my tighter hip. All right, we're gonna take the feet away. We're gonna do a wide leg fold. So I'm probably gonna use a prop here. And just because things are tight, I feel like I'm not gonna go very far, but you never know for sure. So feet wide. Oh yeah, those legs are tight. We're gonna lean forward. And then just find where you're comfortable. So I will often rest on my elbows and support my chin with my hands. I'm going to try to find a place where we're going to have a little bit of comfort. Work on letting go a little bit, and breathing. So anything that needs to be rearranged, shifted, let yourself do that. So sometimes once you hold, you may realize like, oh, I'm not really in a good spot. Something needs to shift, or you just kind of need to like massage your legs or something for a moment. And coming back to embracing the sense of wholeness. Feeling that connection between your mind, your body, and your spirit. Sometimes if we focus on the breath, it can feel like the breath helps us to connect all those pieces, to feel like this whole being, just by watching the breath. gonna slowly come up from there. Take a breath. And then we're gonna shift onto the belly. Coming on down. And just let your head come down, be flat. All right, we're gonna do a Sphinx pose. The Sphinx, we're just resting on the lower arms. We're not gonna hold this one as long. Let's do 2 minutes. So if it's too much, you can bring your arms out a little further, or you can let your chest kind of sink down towards the floor. If it's okay, you can lift up. Low back is usually where we're gonna feel this, so another way to adjust that is take your feet out wider if you're feeling too much in your low back. So for me, I often have to watch my neck here. So I will tend to try to keep my neck straight and look down a little bit at the floor. Let's see if you can let the whole lower body relax. Press backward into a child's pose. All right, let's come back to seated. So you can do a butterfly pose. Soles of your feet together. So when we did cobblers, we were pulling our feet in. Now we want the feet to be a little bit pushed forward. We're gonna round the spine. So again, depending on my neck, sometimes I'll again, sort of hold my head with my hands. Sometimes I'll just hold my head up. Sometimes I won't fold so deeply in the pose, but really we're just looking to round the spine. And so you can play with how far out your feet are. Whether you want them a little farther out or a little closer in. And work on your breath. And feeling the whole body. Feeling that you are whole and complete. Oh, all right, coming up slowly out of that one. Oh, I felt that everywhere. It was like both good and hard at the same time. My brain was struggling. I was like, my brain was like, get me out of here. All right. Right, it's interesting, right? And how the, I got on that recumbent bike in the gym the other day, and I was like, God, right? I just found it so boring. I find the treadmill a little less boring. So there's something I think about just it being leg movement, whereas on treadmill, like the whole body goes. So it's just sort of interesting to me how the mind can get bored with different movement or stillness patterns or positions of the body. I don't know if you find that to be true too. Okay, here we go. We're going to come back onto our backs. We're going to do a reclining twist and then Shavasana. So coming on down again. All right, and then we're going to take our legs over to the right side. So if you want to do twisted roots, you're going to bring your left knee and cross it over your right. I'm really not, even as I'm coming this far, I'm like, nope. Back's not going to tolerate that well today. So I'm going to do legs stacked, arms out about shoulder height, but you can change that. So if you want your arms to be higher, if that feels like the right spot, you can change where your arms go. Or if it's too much on the back shoulder, the top shoulder, however you think about it, you can bring that arm onto the body so you're not pulling so much on the shoulder. And then you just want to breathe. Feel that sense of wholeness within you. So even though you may want to grow and change in many ways, you are also whole and complete in this moment. to the middle, slow and easy. So any which way you want to do that. And then we're going to take it to the other side. So if you're crossing knees, then bring the right knee over the left knee. If you're doing knees side by side, drop over to your left. And again, arms can be any place that feels comfortable. So if it's too much now on your right shoulder, you can pull that arm in. And then come on back to center. If you like, knees can come in, and if that feels good, then maybe happy baby would be nice to reach for your feet. Either pulling the feet together and in towards you, or let them separate, soles pointing up. And then you might rock a little bit from side to side. And then we're coming into Shavasana, so however you feel like you are comfortable. And feel your whole body. Imagining, feeling that you are whole exactly as you are. Take a deep breath. Observe how you are. And maybe bend your knees and roll to one side. Alright, I get to stay right here. If you're coming up. I think I'm groaning more than even normal today. Alright. It is a little dreary out. Okay. So we're gonna come on up. Take a breath. A little yawn. And then wherever your hands are comfortable. On your legs or at your heart. Take a nice full inhale. Exhale it out. Thank you for being here and sharing in this practice today. May you be well. Namaste.